Hundreds of protesters marched in Chelmsford this afternoon to support the Black Lives Matter movement. The organisers said they want it to be peaceful and safe. Nadia Jani was there.
Around 1,000 protesters descended onto Central Park in Chelmsford for an anti-racist rally. Social distancing was in full operation, with many wearing face masks before marching through the city centre.
Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Sidra Naeem. I am the Deputy Lord Lieutenant in Essex, and as you can see I am from the BAME community. So thank you very much for inviting me here to give my contribution. I would like to share this very important message that Black Lives Matter. Black people have been oppressed throughout history. Black slavery in America started in 1690. It has been hundreds of years since black slaves were freed, yet their future generations are not fully freed. They are not yet free from the bonds of injustice. They are not yet free from social and economic oppression. After 2 world wars, Britain was left torn. In the 50s, the British actually invited black people to come and help rebuild Britain. Thousands of black people arrived by ship from Commonwealth countries, yet the public had no idea why they were here. They faced racism and were likened to dogs, while they rebuilt Britain with very low wages. This was the Windrush generation. Some went to rejoin the armed forces, having fought for Britain during the war. The British Nationalities Act gave all Commonwealth citizens free entry. They were not here as illegal immigrants. It was people of colour that kept the nation moving, and this can still be seen today on London's transport. Black people are still pivotal in our domestic and hospitality industries too. In 2006, the then last Labour government claimed that the economic benefit gained from black migrants was £6 billion. Today, Britain has the world's 5th biggest economy, and it is black people and the legacy of immigration that have helped the country to achieve this successful economic status. Black people have died. Black people have died for our country, boosted its economy, cared for its people, and produced some of its greatest athletes. A recent reflection now on today's world. Some of the major problems facing mankind today are wars over wealth, power and race, atrocities committed in the name of race, media and negative portrayal of blacks as criminals, drug dealers, or even being less intelligent, division within our own societies, forced deportation of people from the Windrush generation, leaders selling tales of deceit, all leading to racism. Institutional racism is taking place in educational establishments, in councils, in police stations, and in courts. Black people are not given the same opportunity to get to higher job positions. They have to work 10 times more harder than others to get to the same top positions, and sometimes with lower pay. How do we solve all these problems? We need to reflect. All mankind is from Adam, so we are all descendants from the same ancestor, making us brothers and sisters of one another. All messengers from Adam to the present day were all from different nations. Moses was from Egypt. Jesus spoke Aramaic. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born in Arabia. And yet we happily follow all their religions. A lot of saints who are elevated were also from different lands. Some were black, some were white. A reading from the Quran, chapter 49, verse 13 states, "O mankind, we created you from a single soul, male and female, and made you into nations and tribes so that you may come to know one another. Truly the most noble of you in the sight of God is the most righteous of you. This implies there is no place for racism. God rejects certain individuals or nations being favored because of their wealth, power, or race. God created human beings as equals. Who are to be distinguished from each other only on the basis of their faith and piety. All aspects of humanity promote peace and justice. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, himself showed us many examples of this. He freed and chose an African slave to give the call to the Muslim prayer, and he was the poorest and darkest man amongst his companions. In Prophet Muhammad's last sermon, just before he passed away, he said, "O mankind, your God is one and your forefather Adam is one. A white person is not better than a black person, and a black person is not better than a white person except in piety." The fact that these were his last few words showed the importance of unity and peace. And this nation will not be fully free until all its citizens are free. Everyone ought to have the right to be treated as equals. We must all stand together against all oppression.
Most of the protests have been happening in London, so a lot of people in Chelmsford feel like they couldn't go because of the health risks. So we just thought there's no reason why we can't organise it here. Essex is prone to so much racism, so it's a good way to bring all communities together to fight for injustice.
I spoke to this family who decided that they wouldn't sit around and do nothing.
As an interracial family, it just only felt right that we show what's right, especially for our young one growing up. We want him to know, black lives do matter.
Protests took place. Hundreds took to the streets. The warm weather proved a welcome treat for campaigners all over the region, allowing their voices to be heard, letting everyone know that black lives really do matter. Nadia Jani, BBC Look East, Chelmsford.
OK, that's it. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 to 7. See you then. Bye-bye.